Well, with kids being out of school for as long as they have with the pandemic, going back to school is going to be really tough. Getting them back on that schedule, but also trying to deal with all the new changes to what might be coming. So I want to bring in our therapist friend, Miss Jessie Shepard. Jessie, hi, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you guys?
Good. Gosh, I mean, it has been a crazy year, so we definitely need people like you in our life.
Oh, well, I'm glad to help. It truly has been crazy for all of us, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been nuts. Now, here's the biggest thing. So the kids have been out of school since pretty much March, and now
Yes.
trying to figure out how to get back onto a schedule and send them back to school. How do we do it?
Well, really, you got to think in summertime, we're kind of off schedule anyways, right?
Right.
But this COVID has really made it a whole different animal. And so we want to spend about 2 weeks trying to get ourselves back onto a routine and schedule. And 2 weeks is ideal. We can really do it in 4 to 5 days if we're consistent. And with that schedule, with kids are going back online or actually in person, we want to be to organize them and make sure that they know kind of what's going to happen next, because that's comforting for all of us as humans, kind of know what the next thing is.
Right. So getting on a schedule and maybe doing that through your meals as well.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's the thing is, I don't know if you guys have been doing this, but I've been snacking a lot because,
Yes.
I'm here at home, right? And our kids are doing the same thing. So if we're trying to get where they're eating lunch times at the same time, breakfast is maybe a little earlier because we've been sleeping in.
Right.
We want to make sure that they're not going to be starving by the time lunch comes. So really narrowing down into those meals instead of little snacky times is always helpful so they don't get hungry or distressed by that.
I like that. Let's talk about the bonding time with your kids and how we can also get them prepped for school.
Yes. So with bonding, naturally, just being here, we kind of find little moments to be with them, but we're not going to have that if they're doing school or they're actually at school. We're just not going to have those moments. So making sure that we're scheduling that time and that it doesn't get kind of swept away, because we have a lot of things that we're going to be trying to organize. And as we've talked about is that we have a lot of new things that we're trying to learn on, and there's a learning curve to those things. So we want to make sure that they still get their bonding time, as specifically we can use that with school prep and organizing and, shopping online, getting ready for that. One thing with school prep I want to preface is making sure that you have your kiddos wear their masks around the house before they have to go do it at school. Because you think, if you're wearing it for 6+ hours, it becomes overwhelming. And as a kid, I can't even imagine. So making sure that we're taking prep time as well.
Absolutely. And we've got to wrap up here shortly, Jessie, but anxiety, that could be pretty high this year for kids.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why we have to keep that communication open so that we can talk about our anxieties, we can talk about the grief along with that, and just stay really positive as we go into this next year.
I like that. Well, Miss Jessie, you always have such great info. If they want to contact you to chat about more things, how can they do so?
If you go to blueclovertherapy.com, all of our info is there.
Thank you so much for all the info, and good to see you, Jessie.
Thank you so much.
And all next week, we are going to devote time every single day to the topic of safely back to school. We'll be joined by experts every day on topics ranging from getting your kids ready mentally to returning to the classroom, also how to start the path to kindergarten as early as birth, and what schools are doing to prepare for your children.